Welcome back, in your face members, to another video. This time I'm gonna cover our classical Valk attack. We had some really good examples of this. We really have really good examples of this every war. You know, my man Holy's doing his thing, my man Jake, you know, Little Boy, which is also me actually, doing the lab. There's some of the people that are doing this Valk attack. Ekmerf definitely has some good examples of this. I just kind of want to go over Holy's attack on number 5. So basically, there's kind of a lot to this attack, but it's not. This isn't rocket science, guys. You know, I'm a big fan of always pulling the troops out. You know, the first thing I look at when I'm scouting a base is the radius. And as you can see, this is a pretty max 9 here. They're on their way with the walls. They got all the defenses upgraded. They got some geared up nonsense going on here. But you're always actually going to want to draw the troops out when you're doing these attacks. So I'm just going to kind of get right into it here. As you can see, he starts by dropping his queen first, which, important to note, he has a level 19 queen. That's fine. I've seen people queen walk with level 12 queens. You really don't want to do it before then, though. I would say 11 or 12 is the absolute minimum. Of course, you want to have max healers too. And his army composition consists of 2 rage, 2 heal, and a poison of his own and a donated poison, 14 Valks, a hog to draw troops out, a baby dragon to help with cleanup, a couple wizards, of course the 4 healers, a couple archers, and definitely some wall breakers, which actually, if you're struggling with wall breakers, I'll be covering them in a separate tutorial, but there's a lot of good information out there. So as you can see, he's gonna go ahead and start this queen walk there. In order to cross this radius, he's gonna actually have to take this archer tower out. That way he'll be able to send a hog to breach the threshold like that. Sometimes you know, a lot of people are tucking their clan castle into the middle of their base nowadays, and you got to get really creative with these troop draws. But it's always possible. Don't ever think there's a time you can't draw troops out. So here we go. He's taking it out. Down goes the archer tower, and as you can see, hog with the archer tower out of the way goes straight in. Draws the troops out. Important. So here come all the troops. You're going to want to drop your poison in almost a Venn diagram fashion so that the troops stay in it as long as possible. Holy did a great job of that. They go down. If your queen gets into trouble, it is always better to drop a rage, and notice how it is encompassing both the healers and the queen. Really, you want to get the healers, but you want to get them both because actually raging the queen is just kind of an added bonus there. Under the duress of 2 poison spells, balloons will go down every time, and as you can see, she didn't have any problem with the baby dragon. So now another thing is about funneling. So you notice the queen with her walk has taken out quite a bit, everything basically in this area. And the golem, followed up by wizards, as you can see. I'll let it work and then I'll try to show you. There goes the wall breakers. So let's take a look at this. A lot of people have complaints about Valks and they wander all over and all this kind of stuff. The queen with her walk took this out. Meanwhile, or actually I'll zoom out so you can see it better. The queen with her walk took out all this. The golem plus the wizards took out all this, which leaves a wide open, this is what a funnel is, leaves a wide open funnel to send your Valks in. Which is what he did. And at that point, it's really just spell placement. If you're at a point in this game where you're doing this kind of attack or Town Hall 9, I guess I don't really need to talk too much about spell placement. Valks are very quick. I like to wait until they hit a wall like this. They're in a predictable, you know, there's obviously a large group of Valks there. You know where they're going. It's not up in the air. So I like to do it like that. And he did a really good job here. The healers stayed alive. One of them did at least. He picks a spot that doesn't have any air coverage to release his baby dragon, like so, to help with cleanup. Not a bad idea. And the rest is history. And notice, this was a max base, pretty much. And he had a lot of troops survive this. So let's take a look at one more example with Jake of our classic Valk attack. We have another spin that we'll have another video on shortly. But so this one, same kind of thing. Pretty much a max 9. The wall's not up. Easy troop draw, so that's not too concerning this time. But you notice Jake has basically the same combination of troop. One level lower on the queen, but that's okay. King, you know, 13, it's all good. Yeah, the biggest thing is, too, guys, like, you got to make sure that you wall break the golem in. I guess I didn't really cover that in the last video, but I definitely will this time. Notice how he just dropped an archer, drew all the troops out. That's perfectly fine. He didn't even need a hog for this one. Started his walk. Same kind of poison. Caught those balloons up. His queen got in a little trouble, so he dropped the rage. That's perfectly fine. And notice with the funneling, he does the same exact thing. The queen is going to be taking out all this. The golem and wizards are going to be taking all that. It's going to leave a nice wide funnel for the Valks. If you don't do this, you know, remember, Valks will target the closest building. They'll start here and just start wandering all around the base. If that happens to you, your attack is pretty screwed. So notice too, with the wall breakers, he's not going in by a wizard tower or a mortar or anything like that he has to worry about. Wall breakers go right in. Perfect execution. Sends his Valks in. Now notice, and this is something that kind of just to hammer home the point I've been talking about. The Valks went in here. There is nothing to attract them over here. There's nothing to attract them over here. The only thing they're going to do is go into the base. That's what you want. So after that, you know, dropped his heel. They're breezing through this base. Oop. You know, it's all spell placement after that. You know, and this was a really well executed attack as well. Notice how the queen is putting in work over here. Luckily he caught her. Try to not let your queen go down without activating her ability, guys. I know there's a lot going on sometimes, but yeah, so it was a really, really good attack here by Jake. And again, there's going to be a lot of examples of this kind of attack to check on. The biggest thing I wanted to illustrate was just the funneling and the troop draw. All right.